right. And good evening and welcome to TSSR Game Time Live, Week 9, as it's the McDonough County battle between the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones and the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans in Scioto at Bauman Field this evening. We're going to step aside and pick up the senior night activities and recognitions here for the Cyclones.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our 2022 seniors.
And thanks for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Chris Frankhauser, Jeff Borders here in Scioto tonight, and we're about 20 minutes from kickoff, Jeff, and battle of former teammates here in Scioto.
Yeah, we're about 2 seasons removed from the co-op between these two teams. So the sophomore class, I do believe, would be the last set of teammates. But you know, the seniors had played with each other until last year. Was the first year that they'd split apart. So last year, the first meeting of the two teams for the Iron Spike, and Bushnell came away with that victory. So tonight, matchup number 2, and you would have to say that the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones are the favorite coming in.
Yes.
Looking to go 6-3 with a win tonight on the season, and probably going to get a decent seeding come tomorrow night for the playoff seeding.
Yeah, and we can go over some of that at halftime here on the JoJo's Gaming Parlor pre- and post-game show sponsor. That is JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game night, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events Live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans and Cyclones on to victory.
A little different tonight, Chris, is the last 2 Saturday games we've had, it was right around 50, 60 degrees. Here we are on a Friday night in the middle of October. You're in shorts, I'm in a T-shirt, and I considered putting the top down on the Jeep to drive over here because this weather, it's 20 degrees difference from last week's kickoff.
At least.
It's actually, when I pulled in, it was 77 degrees, and it was, 52 degrees last week at kickoff?
Yes, on Saturday afternoon. And, of course, the Western Homecoming Parade and activities tomorrow. And I thought we'd surely be bundled up. And now I'm going to be walking in it for work in shorts and a T-shirt again tomorrow. So we're about 15 minutes or so away from kickoff here in Scioto. We can tell you about some of those great West Prairie Southeastern sports sponsors. That include Barkley Bills Company, a hat brand built on 2 staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barkleybillsco.com. Use code TSSR through Friday for 15% off. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. barkleybillscompany.com. Wishing good luck to all athletes this season. As you said, West Prairie playing for a playoff spot, and BPC wanting to go out with a win. These two had 4 common opponents And that was West Central, Bigsville West Central. West Prairie lost in week 2, 62-20. Of course, BPC losing in the opening week, 60-32. The Cyclones played Cambridge Ridgewood, and that was a 44-15 loss for West Prairie Southeastern and a 52-13 loss for BPC. They also played Galva and Peoria Heights, both wins for both squads, 49-14 for the Cyclones over Galva. BPC, it was a 57-24 win, and then Peoria Heights, BPC won that on homecoming 63-6. It was a 49-26 game against West Prairie Southeastern.
So I'll go ahead and I'll address this one, Chris. Some of you probably know, some of you don't. Chris and I normally do the Bushnell-Prairie City games. Kenny was your man on the, if you're listening for the West Prairie side, he was the man that did your guys' games all year long. We were planning on doing a group, a mixture of all of us, so that way all sides were covered. Unfortunately, he had another
assignment with TSSR Game Time Live to cover. So
you get us, and we're going to do our best to be impartial. I don't make any promises, but since we know these two teams and we're familiar with the players, it shouldn't be that hard for us. So.
And the coaches, of course, Coach Mack, a long time.
Did he coach in Bushnell?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, McCormick. Yeah, I think he did coach at Bushnell for a while. So
he had I remember his son played at South Fulton.
Yeah, right. Well, of course, Coach Mack was part of the coaching staff with Coach Rodis up until 2 years ago.
And that's kind of one of those weird ordeals is where Coach McCormick was actually the Spartan coach just a few years after I had left high school. He took over for Jeff Flater, and then Rodis came in a few years after that, or maybe 1 year. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 years after that. And then they made a very, well, I'll call it dominant Bushnell program. They, 10 straight playoff appearances. Then the co-op happened, some coaching changes happened, and there was a 1 year of a new coach in Bushnell and West Prairie. And then the very next year we were back. Coach Rodis was once again the head coach for the co-op.
And then brought McCormick back a couple of years later. It looks like BPC won the toss. And they're going to receive, and they're going to go east to west here in the opening quarter. And we're brought to you by some great sponsors here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, JoJo's Gaming Parlor. Don't forget to check them out in Bushnell. They are our pre- and post-game show sponsors for both BPC and West Prairie Southeastern and West Prairie broadcast here on TSSR Game Time Live. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. Of course, Macomb Bombers making the trip over to Carthage tonight, as they are looking to go 9-0 and possibly lock down a top seed in 3A, 4A. Right now, I've seen them as a 4A, but I think things are going to fall. You may see the Bombers drop back into the 3A class for the playoffs announcement next coming up tomorrow.
And it was, last week we were looking at some scores and stuff, and of course Macomb just put a beat down on Farmington. It was 52-0 at halftime. And then go to Elmwood, and 2 weeks ago, and the score made it look like it was a pretty close game. Some big plays for Elmwood is where some of the scores came from. Macomb, I went back and watched the game on YouTube on TSSR Game Time Live, and Macomb pretty much dominated that game. But what was funny was the next week when Farmington and Elmwood matched up, and Farmington just walked them. And reading an interview afterwards, the coach was like, "Hey, you know what? Macomb did us a favor because we'd been just, other than our
Maybe
very first,
knock us off that pedestal a little bit and wake us up.
Their only loss had been at the very beginning of the year to
Mercer County.
Yep, to a state-ranked
Right.
team. So they just, they had that attitude about them, and they said, we needed that, and it's a different attitude they have now at that field.
And sometimes you see that in games. You don't want to ever lose. Obviously, you want to win all the time. But if you a loss midpoint of the season at some point might end up being a blessing in disguise.
So as the entrance music, I believe, comes on for the Cyclones, it is the old Hulkamania.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like
Hulkamania entrance music. But our cameraman Miles is out there jamming. Miles is a big wrestling fan.
We're just about 11 minutes from kickoff here at Bauman Field in Scioto. And again, we're brought to you by great sponsors for BPC and West Prairie Southeastern, and that includes our pre- and post-game show sponsors, JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a gold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell.
So, Chris, leading into this game, been talking with some of the Bushnell players as I see them about daily when I'm out to the school, and the seniors are fired up. I actually talked to two of them in one of the local businesses where they both are employed, and they're fired up for this. There's been some trash talk. I'll just put it. There's been some trash talk, and there's some fired up players to this game, so I'm excited. This could be a very exciting game from the opening kickoff.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a good night of football here between these two squads.
And I'll tell you what kind of brought this all on for me right now, and just thinking about it, all year long, if Bushnell won the toss, they like to defer. They kick the ball away. They want to stay.
Right.
They are up to something tonight.
Right. I thought that was odd, as I'm like, when we've won a toss, we've not elected to receive all year.
Nope, we've elected to defer. But I can also say this: since state golf is over, since the Illinois golf season is over, Coach Snyder now has been able to
focus fully on football.
This whole week has been able to be out there at practice, and from what I understand, he's come in and has put in some really good plays. And what a lot of people don't realize, Coach Snyder
won an 8-man title.
He's won two 8-man state titles and one national championship in 8-man football in semi-pro, not high school, in semi-pro. Last year it's a Peoria. I think it's the Peoria Punishers.
Yes, I believe that's it.
And last year I think they're three-peat state champions. And I know last year they were a national championship, and I think this year he retired after last year.
Right.
And even this year I do believe they're still playing for, I think they're undefeated as well. So he has some experience, and he has experience at I would consider it a higher
level. Yeah. And we're just before kickoff here at Bauman Field here in Scioto. I think we're going to get our national anthem. So we'll step aside for that here, and we'll be back with kickoff in just a moment.
Excellent job by that young lady there singing the national anthem.
And we'll pass along. We've had some off and on, I think, internet issues. It appears. Looks like we're still.
I couldn't tell if it was ours or just I don't have a lot of service for some reason sitting here. So mine was having to buffer every once in a while. But it seemed like it was still working pretty good. So
As far as I know and looking at things, I think we're in good shape. So we're just about ready for kickoff. The clock at 12 minutes on the west end zone. And we're just about ready to get things underway here. Thanks for tuning into the pregame show here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
And stick around after the contest as we will have a double dose of coaches' interviews as we will get Coach McCormick and Coach Schisler and Swarz for BPC. As West Prairie comes out, Laughlin will be doing the kicking for the Cyclones. Bushnell doesn't have their return team out yet, but I would assume number 1 Layden Huffman will be back to do the kick returning as he's done all year long. This might be one of the first times, too, that we see someone actually try to kick it over Lane's head. As we know, as we know, Jansen has a pretty good leg from watching from the days in the co-op.
Right.
Using that.
Let's get up, Cyclone fans!
Up and back inside his 10.
Laughlin kicking with the wind. And there's the whistle for action, and we are set to go here from West Prairie High School. Nice deep kick is going to be over Huffman's head and into the end zone, so a touchback to start the game. Bushnell will take over 1st and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
I think so.
Well, he said 25, but they're standing
Yeah,
at the
they're
20.
standing at the 20. Yep, 1st and 10 from the 20.
I couldn't remember. I know college and pros has moved it out.
Right.
I couldn't remember if it trickled down yet. BPC going to come out with a 2 wide receiver set, shotgun formation, Huffman in the backfield. And a lot of movement, no ball snap, some flags on the play. Offsides against the Cyclones, so it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. It'll be a 1st and 10. Or correction, 1st and 5
yep.
now after the penalty.
So just underway, still 12 minutes on the clock. So 1st and 5 for BPC at their own 25-yard line.
Shotgun formation once again, 2 wide receiver set for the Spartans. Snaps back, handoff's going to go to Huffman near side. He's got some running room. He's going to cut it outside around the corner.
He's got enough for a 1st down.
As they finally drug down as he crosses the 30-yard line, and it should be enough.
Nope, they're going to mark him short.
4-yard gain for Huffman.
So gain of 4 out to the 29, 2nd and 1.
So bring up a 2nd and 1 now for the Spartans. I-back formation, Powell under center. Handoff straight ahead to the fullback, and he's not going to have. Is that Dalton Huffman?
Dalton
on the
Huffman,
carry?
I meant Dalton, yeah, 22 at fullback.
Dalton at fullback. No gain on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Didn't see who got in on that stop for West Prairie Southeastern. Good job up front and no gain, so a 3rd and 1 for the Spartans just a minute into the ball game.
I-back formation once again. 1 wide receiver up top of the field. Ball's going to be fumbled. Powell's going to fall on it.
But I think 21, Xavier Hilton's on the ball for the Cyclones, and he, I believe, is.
Yep. They say Cyclone football. So it'll be a turnover on the bobbled snap. It'll be 1st and 10 Cyclones deep in BPC territory.
Ben just stepped back, I think, too soon and didn't wait for the ball to come in on that play. And
we saw that last week on that goal line, too, and
right.
Caused a fumble down there. Barkley under center. I-back formation, 1 wide receiver. It's going to be a toss sweep to Laughlin, but there's going to be a flag on a play. Laughlin took off a little quick before the snap, so that'll be the 2nd penalty against the Cyclones.
1st and 15 from the BPC 34.
Both series have started now with a Cyclone penalty.
Right.
Now the Cyclones will come out 1st and 15, ball on the 34-yard line. I-back formation, handoff to Laughlin up the middle. He's going to be down for a short loss, or not, short gain of 2.
Ethan Pierce, 44 in the stop for BPC.
Wyatt Hodgkins in also to help clean it up.
So 2nd and about 12. Well, they're going to call it 14.
Here on 2nd and long for the Cyclones. I-back formation. Barkley under center once again. Handoff to Laughlin. Once again, he's going to bounce it outside. Hodgkins in pursuit. He's going to help drag him down from behind. Looked like Pierce was in there also.
Yeah, down about the 25, it looks like.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd, and we're going to call it 6.
Dalton Huffman also in on the stop, helping on the tackle for BPC. .9:40 to play here in the opening quarter, no score.
3rd down here for the Cyclones. Same formation, I-back, 1 wide receiver. Barkley toss sweep here to the near side to Laughlin. Spartans trying to force it outside. They do. Laughlin cuts it back and then cuts it back through the hole, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. 25-yard run for Laughlin and the first score of the game.
That is a Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown for the Cyclones. So with 9:15 to play, it's a 6-0 lead for the Cyclones.
Laughlin set to do the kicking here on the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and looks good from here, and it is. So with 9:15 remaining here in the first quarter, 7-0 to scores. It's the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones on top of the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans, 7-0.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 7-0 lead for the Cyclones.
Jensen Laughlin has it teed up once again on the 40. Lane Huffman back deep for the Spartans. Last kick was over Lane's head into the end zone. Another high, deep kick. Lane's going to field this one, though, at about the 5. He's got a running lane up the center of the field. He's going to cut towards it, make another cut, and have it up to about the 25-yard line. So Spartans will take over 1st and 10, ball on their own 25. Spartans turned the ball over on a fumble, their first possession of the contest. They're going to come out in the I-back formation once again. And once again, we're going to have it looks like an encroachment penalty. Number 3, Cam Kramer, coming across a little bit too early, it looked like. They're discussing it now. The official on this sideline threw the flag, motioned encroachment, and that's what the call is. So Spartans, after the mark off, will be 1st and 5 now. Looks like a busted play in the backfield. Nothing but black jerseys through the line. Ben Powell had nowhere to go with it. I don't even think he got the handoff off. Was trying to do a cross play to Lane Huffman, but they're going to lose 4. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. I-backs once again for the Spartans. Going to fake the handoff. Powell's going to look to throw out here to the near flat. He's got a receiver. That's caught down the near sideline. Finally going to get pushed out of bounds. Sean Leak on the reception. He's going to be up near a 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. Give him a gain of 10 and a Spartan 1st down.
So 1st and 10 BPC, clock at 9:28 to play.
Wide receiver near side, I-back formation once again. Huffman at the tailback, and flags immediately. Let's see what they are. BPC is clapping, so it looks like it's going to be against West Prairie. Encroachment once again on the Cyclones.
So 1st and 5 for BPC at their own 41-yard line.
I-back formation. Handoff. No, he's going to keep
That's
it. Powell
Powell
has it. He's got a 1st down. He's across midfield. Finally brought down at about the 48-yard line of the Cyclones.
Good job by BPC and Ben Powell on that play fake, because I thought it was handed off, and Powell gets it across midfield to the Cyclone 48.
So 1st and 10 Spartans. Ball inside of Cyclone territory now. Be 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line of the Cyclones. BPC now going to come out with a 2 wide receiver set. Shotgun. Huffman in the backfield. Handoff to Lane. He's going to take it far side. He's going to try to cut it upfield.
Nice
game. Looks
game.
like he's going to get a gain of about 5 or 6. We'll see where they mark it down.
Get inside the 45, down near about the 42. They're going to put it at the 42. 7:05 to play here. First quarter, 7-0 lead for West Prairie Southeastern.
Bring up a 2nd and 4 now for the Spartans. Two wide receivers once again. Shotgun formation for the Spartans. Ben Powell's going to fake it and try to take it up the middle on his own, but he's going to get dropped for a loss of about 2. We'll see where they mark it down.
Owen Rigg, 23, and on that stop for West Prairie Southeastern. Third down and 6 now. At 6:15, I can't quite tell because some of the bulbs burn out on the scoreboard. I think it's
6:10.
6:10. Crisply played first quarter thus far.
shotgun formation for the Spartans. Powell's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it back across the field, and that play was read beautifully.
Owen Rigg, the junior for West Prairie Southeastern, nearly with a pick going the other way.
Yep, that's one of those where you see he watched that and saw that on film all week long, and
he never left lanes.
and Ben never looked. He
Nope.
he rolled out to the side and just threw it back across because it's worked every time like that, you know. But defense was ready and waiting on that one. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted for a pick six. So now it'll bring up a 4th and 6 now for the Spartans. They're going to come out in an I-back formation.
It's probably packing everybody in.
It's going to hand off up the middle. That's
Huffman.
Huffman. He's got enough for a first down, and he's down the near sideline. One person to beat, and Lane is in for a 44-yard touchdown.
So that makes it a 7-6 game in favor of West Prairie Southeastern. We're going to see Paco coming in for the extra point, number 26 for BPC.
Foreign exchange student Ardelia in for the extra point attempt. Good snap, good hold. That kicks up. It's high.
I think it's going to be wide right.
And it is going to be wide right, as for the first time this year, he was under pressure on that kick.
Yeah, he got some pressure. We have not seen that most of the year from anybody.
5:44 remaining in the first quarter. 7-6 the score here from West Prairie High School.
The industry first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans in, sweaters out, towels in, comforters out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, also brought to you by Raritan State Bank. Bushnell branch located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell offers full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank at friendly service. Call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. As Ardila going to have it teed up, and he's going to kick off. It looks like, can't make out the numbers, at 23 Rigg. Nope, Johnson back deep for.
Ardea is going to kick it away from him. It's going to go, just out of bounds. It looked like it might die right around the 20, but it's going to go out of bounds right about the 19-yard line. So that should bring it up to the 35-yard line.
Jesse Johnson, the returner for the Cyclones. So 1-point lead for West Prairie Southeastern, 5:44 to play here in the opening quarter, 7-6 lead. And we're having a little bit of buffering lag issues on our internet, it appears. So we do apologize for that, and the officials talking over back at about the 25, it looks like.
Cyclones out in a split backfield. Barkley in the shotgun. Handoff's going to go up the middle to
Hilton.
21. He's going to be spun around, still not brought down. Finally gets brought down by a host of Spartans.
21, Evan Pierce.
Looked like number 2, Jake Willie, was in there as well.
Be a loss of about 4, 2nd and 14. Back at the 32-yard line, it looks like.
Split back formation once again. Wide receiver to the near side. Barkley in the shotgun. Barkley's going to drop back, look to throw out here into the flat. He's got nice coverage there by the Spartans, as that's Dalton Huffman comes in to close on a wide open receiver.
That Xavier Hilton on the catch, 5'9" junior for the Cyclones.
So that'll bring up a third and call it 11, as that would be a gain of 3 on the pass play.
Good play by Huffman on that. Kicking tee on the field, so we're going to get a delay as they get that off.
So split backfield here on third down. Barkley to throw, tosses over to Laughlin, a little screenplay. And once again, the Spartans, great defense. Dalton Huffman fighting through the block and making the tackle.
We're going to get a flag downfield as Nate Kramer was tied up in number 62. Andre Roberts for West Prairie Southeastern. Well, I mean, that back at the 45-yard line of West Prairie Southeastern. That's going to be a face mask on BPC.
Will be enough for a first down.
I think it's going to be the big one, I believe. 15-yard mark-off is going to take it right out the football just on the BPC side of the 50.
Yeah, if they said personal foul, that's definitely a 15-yarder. That's just one of the things. And I think that's some of the emotion I talked about at the very beginning. And you have to keep that in check.
Clock at 4:15 to play. 1st and 10 for Cyclones.
The worst thing about that is you had them stopped at 4th and 10.
Yep.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Barkley in the shotgun for the Cyclones. It's going to hand off to Laughlin, and he just makes 2 Spartan defenders miss. Finally going to get drugged down.
Flag in on that play on the far side.
It was a high tackle by Conley, but we'll see what they call.
That might be. I wonder if that be on a block, maybe a clip or a hold.
Nope, they're
face mask on BPC.
Yep, I knew when he went up high on the tackle, then that's where the flag came out. I mean, it was almost instantaneous.
That's going to be down to the 35.
Down to the 30, probably.
Yep, 30, 29.
He threw the flag at the 45, so it'll be 15 from there. 5 yards on the carry, 15 on the penalty, down to the 30-yard line now of the Spartans. Barkley drops back, looks to throw, throws the flat here to Hilton. And he's going to be tackled out here by Conley and Willie.
Gain of about, I'm going to mark it to the 23. Gain of about 5.
Second and 5 now for the Cyclones. Come out in an I-back formation this time. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. He gets hit in the hole. Fights his way forward a little bit, but
Owen Rigg on the carry, 23 for West Prairie Southeast.
Ben Powell on the tackle. Give him a gain of 4 to bring up a 3rd one.
Clock down to 2:48 to play here. First quarter, 7-6 lead in favor of the Cyclones.
I-back formation here on 3rd down. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. He's going to power his way forward for enough for a first down. He's finally going to get brought down at around the 16-yard line.
44, Ethan Pierce on the stop.
Correction, 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for the Cyclones inside the red zone of the Spartans. Ball down on the 14-yard line. Wide receiver far side, I-back formation, Barkley under center. Going to come out, hand off to Laughlin in the backfield.
Good pursuit.
White jerseys all there in the backfield. Kramer, the first one there to bring him down.
Also Willie.
Looks like a loss of 1.
Yep, call a loss of 1.
2nd and 11.
Down under 2 to play now. 1:45 to go in the first quarter.
Split backfield now for the Cyclones. Barkley going to roll left, going to throw to the flat. And
threw behind.
Can't tell if he caught it or not. Well, he must have caught it. He's saying clock running.
And behind him, and a nice catch by Jensen Laughlin. That was Kramer over there, maybe on the stop.
Huffman,
Huffman, okay.
Gain of 3 on the play.
So 3rd down and about 9. Clock at 1:10 to play here in the opening quarter. 7-6 lead for West Prairie Southeastern.
Laughlin coming off here to the near side. Number 3, Cam Kramer, checks in for him. Split backfield here for the Cyclones on 3rd and 9. Berkeley going to drop back, look to throw, under pressure, tosses one up to the end zone, has a man wide open.
Denver Mitchell on the catch in the back of the end zone. That is a State Farm touchdown, Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown. And that's going to push it to a 13-6 lead in favor of West Prairie.
We see Jensen come back in to do the kicking here. Looks like he had a bandage put on his arm. And the kick is up, and it looks like it's good. So that'll make it a 14-6 contest here with, is that 44 seconds?
44.6 to play
in the first quarter.
We're going to keep it here and tell you about M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. They are a mainstay of the community and offer free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your home, stop and see the fine folks at M&B Furniture at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. Also brought to you by The Watering Hole in downtown Augusta is open and says good luck area teams this season. Stop in for a cold drink Monday through Friday 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. with a happy hour from 4 to 6. Then Saturday 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Watering Hole says good luck area teams.
So Laughlin has it teed up on the 40-yard line. Huffman back deep to do the returning. Last time he just kicked a high deep one. Gave Huffman a chance to return it. The kick before that was into the end zone for a touchback. Line drive kick this time. Going to take a big bounce right into Huffman's chest. He's going to pick it up at the 10. Going to try to take it to the far sideline. He's finally get drugged down, it looks like. Just across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Be 1st and 10, Spartan ball at their own 23.
Aiden Akers, 25 on the stop. So PPC is going to start 1st and 10 with 37 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
Two wide receiver set, shotgun formation for the Spartans. Powell's going to take the snap, hand it off the middle to Huffman. He's going to make about a yard gain before he's brought down. Well, they're saying, yep, there they moved it forward.
54, Mikey Kitch on the stop. Clock down to 10 seconds to play, and I don't think BPC is going to take another snap here, so that will send us to quarter number 2. With a 14-6 lead for the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones. We'll be back here in just a moment.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live as we head to the second quarter. I mentioned thanks to Midwest Ice and Refreshment Services Pepsi, another hydration night here at the contest with teaming up with TSSR Game Time Live. And Midwest Ice, do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further than Midwest Ice. They've got you covered as the pitch goes back to Lane Huffman. And he's not going to get much, maybe a yard or so on the play on second down. Midwest Ice has you covered. They are Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. They deliver ice directly to your event. Give Blaine Wrench a call at 309-351-8192 for a quote today.
Actually gave him about a gain of 2 on that play. The yard marker they don't move it until they actually place the ball.
Right. So third down and about 7.
3rd and 7 here for the Spartans. Looks like the little confusion as they're going to come to an I-back formation now. Link, the lone receiver on the far side. Going to fake the handoff, going to look to throw, going to be under pressure now, and Ben's going to get brought down.
Ball pops out, goes out of bounds, and ain't Powell on it. 25, Aiden Akers, I believe, on the pressure there for Cyclones.
I need the yard marker to put it back up so we can see how far it was. He's got it at an angle here.
And back to the line of scrimmage, so 4th and 10.
So a loss of 3 for Powell. Spartans to punt the ball.
That Powell kicking?
I do believe that was Powell. Laughlin on the return. He's going to get hit right at about the 47-yard line.
Missed the initial hit by Huffman, but Kramer there knocking him out of bounds, and West Prairie Southeastern going to start 1st and 10, right about midfield it looks like. .10:45 to play, first half.
Ball is placed on the West Prairie side, nose on the 50. They're going to come out in an I-back formation with Barkley under center. Handoff to Laughlin, second back through. He's going to be wrapped up after a gain of about, about 3. They just said Chambers on the tackle.
I think Cole's out there. Well, he is out there.
So Carter Chambers on the tackle.
Didn't think we'd see him play again this year when
either.
we talked to him last week, but 55 is definitely out there.
Gain of 4 on the play. This time Barkley's going to roll out, throw to the flat, wide open receiver, but just throws out too far in front of him.
Owen Rigg, the intended receiver for Cyclones.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 6 now for the Cyclones. Barkley gets the play from Coach Mack on the sideline, brings it in. Andre Roberts leaves the offensive line to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation. Motion man here to the near side. He's going to fake the handoff to the motion man. Barkley's going to roll out. Got lots of running room in front of him. He's going to have enough for a first down. And down the far sideline, he's going to escape another tackler and be in for a 46-yard touchdown.
Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown for the Cyclones. Push it to a 20-6 lead.
Jensen Laughlin has it teed up to do the kicking once again for the extra point. And that looks right down the middle, so that'll be 21-6. The score here from West Prairie High School. It's the Cyclones 21, the Spartans 6.
We're going to keep it here and tell you about McDonough District Hospital. They've got rehabilitation centers in Macomb and Bushnell. They provide athletic trainers who give expert help to area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. One more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care, a hospital caring. Also brought to you by Farmers and Merchants State Bank. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Bushnell has been servicing the local community's need for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending, and its trust department. Stop by the main branch at 44 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. Farmers and Merchants is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Also brought to you by Webb Family Farms. They've been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season.
So Jensen has the ball teed up once again for the Cyclones after the score. 21-6 here from West Prairie High School on West Prairie Senior Night. Huffman back deep for the Spartans. Little pooch kick here to the near sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. There's the flag.
Oh, that was slow getting out of bounds on that play. Kind of tiptoed the sidelines a little bit and then finally out at about the 30.
So I would say the ball would be placed on the 35, but Chris, we know better because
Yeah,
every
right.
game is different.
Looks like, yep, they're going to move it to the 35. There we go. 1st and 10 BPC from their own 35, 9:55 to play here in the first half.
Spartans come out in an I-back formation, one right receiver near side. And Beekman a little quick on the snap count there. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Spartans. Man, that's the worst, Chris, when you're out there at that wide receiver
Right.
position. Everybody can see you, and when you're the only one that moves.
And it wasn't, he just didn't go a little ways past.
he
He took off full speed about 5 or 6 yards.
If you're going to do it,
Just do it right. Yep, you got it. So that moves it back to the 30, 1st and 15.
I-back formation, though, once again. Link now the receiver here on the near side. Handoff straight up the middle to Huffman. He's going to fight through a would-be tackle. Finally get brought down by the second guy, but only a short gain of about 1.
I think Barkley on the stop, and if he could have gotten past Barkley there, he had a lot of green space over on the far side. A gain of 1, so 2nd and 14.
Oh, 2nd and 14 here for the Spartans. They're going to come out with an shotgun formation, 2 wide receiver set. Going to hand off to Huffman, near sideline. He's got some running room down to near sideline. He's got a first down and more.
Oh,
they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, and he did right about the 44-yard line, but that's going to be enough for a first down. What a 25-yard run for Huffman.
Yeah, just barely stepping out there. A nice run and gets it into Cyclone territory for BPC as they trail by 15, 21-6 here, 9:05 to play here in the opening half.
Something we haven't seen since maybe the couple early weeks. Hoffman's getting close to 100 yards already.
Right.
2 wide receiver set, shotgun formation. Hand off to Huffman once again. This time he's just smothered in the backfield with nowhere to go.
Rig again, 23.
And they're actually going to mark it back a little further than I thought. It's going to be a loss
Midfield.
of 6 on the play.
Yep, loss of 6, so 2nd and 16.
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 16 now for the Spartans. Shotgun formation for the Spartans. Going to drop back. He's going to look to throw. Huffman stays in for pass protection. throw intended for Link. I don't know if the ball was out of bounds already, but Link went down to the ground anyways. The ball landed out of bounds. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 3rd and 16.
Clock stopped with 9:07 to play here, first half. We can tell you about Western Illinois University. Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out at WIU. There's a limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
3rd and 16 for the Spartans. 2 wide receiver set, shotgun formation, Powell in the backfield. And Huffman took off, people encroached.
Yep.
But it's going to be Huffman's going to get the 5-yard mark off, so that'll make it a 3rd and 21 now for the Spartans. Powell to pass here on 3rd and long. He's going to get caught in the backfield, gets away. Still fighting. Going to end up losing about
5 more.
About 3 more.
Initial hit, he breaks the tackle of 44. Carter hits.
So that'll bring up a 4th and forever for the Spartans.
Yeah, we're going to see Powell back to punt again.
Back to return for the Cyclones. Powell will kick it away.
Good kick.
Nice kick by Powell there. It's
Oh,
gonna go all the way
nice.
down and go out of bounds inside the 10.
They're going to mark it right at the 10. It looked like where the beanbag hit.
Looked like it went out on the other side of that orange
I
pylon,
thought so too, but I think he threw the bag down. Looks like they're going to mark it at 10. But nice punt by Ben Powell. So that pushes West Prairie Southeastern back deep.
Ben, the difference in the punting, and I don't know if they made that change or if there's something wrong with Ardelia, but Ardelia was very slow to get that ball out and to get it kicked. And Ben is very quick. It takes one step and gets rid of it.
We're brought to you by Rosie's Pizza. They offer something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza, dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. Timeout Cyclones with 7:25 to play here in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
Back here at Bauman Field in Scioto. Thanks for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, camera, and phone systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Expanding quickly, visit mtccrowdfiber.com to check your availability.
High-back formation for the Cyclones. Look like handoff up the middle to the fullback. Rig on the carry. We'll see maybe a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll see if they put the yard marker when they're...
It's done moving it. It's like maybe a half a yard gain.
We'll give Rig a gain of 1, bring up a 2nd and 9. Wide receiver far side.
2 of them far side.
Looks like Barkley's in the pistol. It's going to be a lot of flags.
False start on the offense, or illegal procedure on the offense.
Fifth penalty for 25 yards against the Cyclones tonight. bring up a second, and we're going to call it 14. Long 14. Split backfield for the Cyclones. Barkley going to drop back, roll it to the near sideline, throws it to Laughlin, who's wrapped up by Dalton Huffman as soon as he made the reception.
Gain of a couple on the play. 3rd and about 13.
So 3rd and long here. Spartans had, and we're going to have a timeout called by West Prairie Southeastern. So timeout taken here, 45, Chris?
5:45 we're going to call it.
Is that their 2nd or 3rd timeout?
That's their 2nd. They've just taken 2 with that one play in between. So we're going to keep it here. Tell you some more great sponsors of both the BPC and West Prairie Southeastern. That includes Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery for within 40 miles. Everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurnitureinc.com. You can also give them a call at 309-772-2111.
We're back after the timeout here, so the Cyclones call timeout. They're going to come out with multiple wide receivers. Barkley in the shotgun. Going to look to throw. He's under pressure deep, and
he's going to go down.
They're going to mark him just outside the goal line.
Kramer?
Nate Kramer was in there. Looks like Pierce was in there.
4th and long. 4th and about 18, 19 on the for BP or for West Prairie Southeastern.
Punting from his own end zone. Huffman back here near the West Prairie 40. A line drive kick kind of away from Lane. Lane's going to let it bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Spartans will take over 1st and 10. Good field position inside Cyclone territory.
Yeah, good kick by Laughlin. He did not have, he was literally on the back, almost on the back line of the goal line to kick it. And a quick kick out and a good kick for about 42 yards. And BPC 1st and 10 from their Cyclone 41, it looks like. We can tell you about Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 South of Prairie City. Call them at 309-775-3333.
Empty backfield for wide receiver set for the Spartans. It's going to be a false start on the right guard of the Spartans. Move it back 5. Great field position, and you kill yourself with penalties.
Carter Chambers checks into the ball game as we see number 21. Evan Pierce check out.
The official's kind of confused on what he's doing here.
Mark out to the 46.
So finally, after the 5-yard mark off.
Almost took the 5 the other way.
Be 1st and 15 now for the Spartans. We're going to stick with that same formation for wide receiver set. Powell in the backfield. He's going to drop back. He's got time. He's going to loft one down the center of the field for Huffman.
Got him.
And that's caught. And
Touchdown.
He's going to be in for the touchdown.
Heck of a catch, a heck of a throw.
46-yard touchdown reception for Lane Huffman. Spartans huddled up. Assuming that means they're going to go for 2, being down an extra point right now. Huffman in the backfield.
Yep.
2 wide receiver set. Powell in the shotgun. Powell's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to power his way forward, but I think he's going to get stopped just shy of the goal line. 21-12 now the score, 4:08 remaining here in the first half. Cyclones on top of the Spartans.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
We're back here at West Prairie High School. Spartans set to kick off after the 46-yard touchdown reception. Powell to Lane Huffman. Connection we saw quite a bit in the St. Thomas More game. And it does look like Ardia's got the ball teed up to do the kicking. Now the wind is behind him.
Right.
Nice breeze it looks like here, kind of off his right shoulder. So let's see if he puts one in the end zone. Or
Jesse Johnson back for West Prairie Southeastern.
He's going to be fielded at about the 10-yard line. He's got a lot of room here in front of him. And he's going to bring it up the near sideline. I tell you what.
Willie.
Is that Jake Willie on the touchdown saving tackle, because he turns that corner and there's no one to stop him.
Out to the 41. We can tell you about some more of our great sponsors, including Country Financial agent Brett Powell. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, 309-652-3889 for a pre-quote today.
Brett's my insurance rep. 2 wide receivers of our side. Barkley in kind of a modified pistol formation now, not quite back in the shotgun. Going to drop back, look to throw, move forward into the pocket, fire one down the middle of the field, and he's going to overthrow the would-be receiver in Laughlin.
Powell on the coverage, but Laughlin had a couple of yards on Ben, just a little out of the reach on the pass by Barkley. Stop the clock at 4:45 to play first half, 21-12 in favor of the Cyclones.
Second and 10 now for the Cyclones. 2 wide receivers once again to the far side. 1 setback for the Cyclones. Motion man comes across. Going to fake the handoff, and it's going to hand off up the middle.
Riggs
going to have a carry of about 6.
Kramer and Chambers on the stop.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Cyclones. So the Cyclones are going to come out in an I-back formation here on 3rd down. Barkley's going to be under center. He's going to roll out to the far side, look to throw to the flat. Has a receiver, throws out there, and it's going to be incomplete. Once again, thrown just in front of his would-be receiver. It'll bring up a 4th and 4.
So Laughlin into punt for West Prairie Southeastern.
Huffman is going to go back deep for the Spartans. Might want to go back a little bit deeper. Put your heels on the 20.
He's up at about the 28. Oh, they're going to
fake
fake
it.
it.
Keeper. Laughlin's going to run it around the far end.
He's got it.
And he's got enough for a 1st down, and he's still on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 40-yard line. So a gain of 13 for Laughlin and a 1st down.
Clock stopped at 3:46 to play. Now rolling, clock moving.
So after the fake punt, 1st and 10, ball on the Spartan 40 for the Cyclones. Handoff to Laughlin here near side. He's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss of
Dalton
at least
Huffman.
1. Yeah, they're going to mark him back for a loss of 1. Dalton Huffman, as Chris said, on the tackle. Dalton doing a really nice job shooting the gap on that. Once again, as we talked about that little swing pass earlier, that's also film recognition.
Right.
I-back formation for the Cyclones. Toss sweep here to the near side. He's going to try to cut it up the field there as the Spartans look like they were going to string it out.
Still going to get a nice gain down to about the just short of the 35.
So a gain of 5.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
2.5 to play here in the opening half. 21-12 lead for West Prairie Southeastern.
So 3rd and 5 here. They're going to come back in an I-back formation. 35-yard line of the Spartans. Pressure right up the middle. Oh, he doesn't be able to bring him down, but more Spartans come in
Kramer.
to help. That's going to be a loss of at least 5. They're going to mark it back on the just outside.
You could.
Well, let's see. They're moving.
Timeout BPC. They're first.
So a loss of 5 that time for Barkley.
Gives BPC 2, West Prairie with 1, 1:48 to play. You could see that coming, Jeff. You saw Kramer creeping up and he timed it.
He just didn't finish.
He didn't finish, but he slowed Barkley up enough that Conley and a host of other white jerseys there to finally bring Barkley down for the loss of about 5.
And Dalton Huffman was also blitzing from the other side, but he got caught up in a scrum a little bit, but he was able to come in and help clean it up. A loss of 5. It's going to bring up a 4th and 10 now for the Cyclones. If you're Coach McCormick, do you punt it and pin them deep, or do you just go ahead and go for it and rely on your defense if you don't make it?
Yeah, up 9.
Coach McCormick says we go for it.
Right.
2 wide receivers to the far side. Shotgun formation, 1 setback. Barkley going to drop back. He's going to look to throw it over the middle. He's got a wide open wide receiver, and that's going to be enough for a first down all the way down to about the 11-yard line.
Denver Mitchell on the reception for West Prairie Southeastern. 29 yards on the connection. First down right at about the 11. Looks like they can still get a first down and not in the end zone.
Handoff to Laughlin up the middle. He's going to be brought down. Look like Beekman in there on the
Chambers.
tackle. And Chambers. Nope, sorry, Willie on the tackle and Chambers. Gain of 3. Right to the line of scrimmage. The Cyclones go. Barkley's going to roll out to the right. He's going to toss a little pass there into the flat. It's going to be caught. Trying to see who that is.
Is that Rigg? That clock did not stop, so they did not mark him out of bounds. 52 seconds to play. 3rd and about 1.
Gain of 6 on the.
About the 2, it looks like.
Handoff.
Rigg.
Rigg is in for the 3-yard touchdown.
Touchdown for the Cyclones, a Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown. That's going to push the lead out to 27-12 in favor of West Prairie Southeastern. I think Laughlin's shaking up on the play, so West Prairie's going to have to burn their final timeout. So they are out of timeouts, 2 remaining for BPC. We can tell you about the Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief, weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Copies can also be purchased at select locations of Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandageville. Now it looks like Lachlan back in to attempt the extra point.
Good snap and hold. A lot of white jerseys in there this time, but the kick is up and good. So that'll make it 28-12 the score here. 37 seconds remaining in the first half. The Cyclones on top of the Spartans.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Back here at Bauman Field on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 28-12 in favor of West Prairie Southeastern.
Laughlin has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Huffman back deep for the Spartans. A little pooch kick last time. I don't know if they're trying to stay away from Lane or just try to catch the Spartans off guard there. As this one's going to be kicked deep, and Lane's going to have to track it down as it's going to go out of bounds at around the 6-yard line. So that'll bring the ball all the way back up to the 35-yard line. Spartans will take over 1st and 10 with still 37 seconds left. Three wide receiver set. Now it's 4 wide receiver set as Huffman makes his way out. Empty backfield for Powell.
And we're going to get, I think, flinched by Lane Huffman, I believe. So to make it 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15 now after the penalty. Powell going to drop back, only a 2-man rush. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that was going to be through 2 would-be defenders' hands.
Barkley and Laughlin both had a shot at that one. 32.6 seconds to play here in the first half. 28-12.
Two guys rushing, and he has no time to get the ball off.
So 2nd and 15 for BPC.
Four wide receivers set, empty backfield once again. That's going to be offsides on the Cyclones.
So 2nd and 10. 32.6 seconds to play.
Powell's going to take the snap, and he's going to be a quarterback draw instantly, but he's going to get no gain.
Carter hits 44 on the stop. BPC going to take their 2nd timeout. They have 1 left, 21.9 seconds to play. Tell you about Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope, just east Southeast, easy for me to say, the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4 for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Currently, they have pumpkins and other fall goodies available. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown.
So after the timeout, it'll be third and we're going to say a long 9 for the Spartans. They're going to come out with an I-back formation here. It's going to be a counter play to Huffman. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to bring it back to the near sideline. He's going to get a couple blocks, but still nowhere to go as he's finally forced out of bounds.
By Ray.
No, they're going to say the clock still runs. How does the clock still run after going out of bounds?
Jesse Johnson on the stop, and that's going to end the contest as we're going to head to halftime with West Prairie Southeastern on top 28-12. We'll be back with our halftime, and we'll have some stats, halftime interview, MDH halftime interview, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here at Bauman Field at halftime, 28-12 lead in favor of West Prairie Southeastern. Week 9, West Prairie looking to possibly improve their seeding a little bit, as they will find out tomorrow about the 8-man playoff. Now I think the last thing I saw, that they would maybe make the trip up to Milledgeville, which is where BPC went last year. So to wait and see tomorrow afternoon what happens with that. Jeff, how about those halftime stats?
For the host Cyclones here on senior night, Barkley has 3 rushes for 35 yards. Laughlin has 10 rushes for 35 yards. Rigg has 4 rushes for 15, and I have number 21, Xavier Hilton, 2 rushes for 0 yards. Barkley is 8 for 11 passing with 63 yards. Leading receiver is Mitchell with 43 yards, followed by Hilton with 8. Laughlin has 6, and Rigg has 6. 6 penalties for 30 yards in the first half for the Cyclones. For the visiting Spartans, Ben Powell, 6 rushes, -2 yards on the night. Lane Huffman, 8 carries, 83 yards. And Dalton Huffman has 1 carry for no yards. Ben is 2 out of 4 for 56 yards passing, a 10-yard reception to Link, and a 46-yard reception to Huffman. And the Spartans have 6 penalties for 50 yards in the first half.
Halftime stats here again, halftime 28-12 in favor of West Prairie Southeastern. We're going to step aside for the halftime interview with MDH and Dwayne Hulett. We'll be back in just a little bit. All right, we're back here. Apparently there's not an interview loaded. It's listed, but don't see it, nothing played, so we'll try this again and see if there's anything there or not.
All right, welcome back. We're here now with Wanda Foster, the Vice President of Nursing and Clinical Administration. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Well, what we're going to talk about today is some of the opportunities that are available at MDH for students, whether they be high school students, Spoon River College students, or Western students. MDH has a lot of opportunities to be involved and to learn, right?
We absolutely do. And we look so forward to having students here. We are a clinical site for Western Illinois University and their bachelor's program for nursing, as well as for Spoon River College nursing students and others that are doing some independent study. We welcome students, and we also encourage high school students. If you would like to learn more about nursing, we would love to meet with you. And there are opportunities at the hospital also where they can apply for jobs here, for positions. So we work closely with our nursing students, and we hope to recruit them and attract them and want to come back.
I know that publicly there's been a shortcoming or a shortage of nurses, right? And I know that every hospital and every nursing home and every clinical place period is searching for nurses. So how important is it for MDH to have these groups work with them, whether it be MDH or be Spoon River College or whatever the case may be? How important is it for MDH to then recruit those nurses to stay here and work as a profession?
It's very important. We want nursing students to feel very comfortable here, to enjoy their clinical experience and their opportunities here. And then we want them to feel very comfortable, to give them a good orientation. We hire new graduates, of course, into our acute care area as well as the intensive care unit. We hire new graduates in the emergency room, in home health and hospice, in our OB department, and our surgery department. These are all areas that new graduates can come into. We certainly give them a robust orientation. No one starts on their own until they feel completely ready. They have a mentor certainly with them, and we want to give them the best start for success that we can. And then there are many areas of specialty they can choose to go into. Nursing is a very unique field. You can work full-time, you can work part-time if you need to take time off for some reason. It's a field that you can kind of step into a little bit more than maybe some other fields in healthcare. We also have scholarships available through our auxiliary, through the hospital, and then once someone is an employee here, we do have some tuition reimbursement. So we will certainly help with that.
And going back to the scholarships and the shortages that are across the board, not necessarily at MDH, but everywhere. Right? So everywhere. This is a profession that you can make a good living at and be pretty sure to have a job, right? So
absolutely.
This is a profession that high schoolers that are playing these sporting events or high schoolers that are watching these sporting events should consider, I would imagine.
Yes, very much so. You will always be assured to have a job, a career in nursing. I hate to call it just a job because you really want someone on that career path who has that passion for caring for people, for providing nursing care. Through your education and through your orientation, we can teach you your skill set. But if you have that passion and the desire to be in the nursing profession, you will do fine.
Yeah, a career and a job, while they might be listed as the same thing, they're really not. Correct. I mean, if your career is being a nurse, you're probably going to enjoy it a lot more than if it's a job, right?
That's right. And you don't go into it first and foremost for the money. You go into it because that's what you want to do with your life, and the money certainly will follow.
Yeah, and that goes for anything probably.
Yes.
But the nice thing is right now, whether the money's good or bad, there's always going to be a job.
There will.
If you can get through the schooling and you can learn to love what you're doing, there's always going to be a job for you, right?
And it's not something for high school graduates exclusively. We have many people who have made changes midlife. We have people who have retired from their career in one thing and have chosen to go into nursing. So it's open for any age, and we certainly welcome that.
And you mentioned there's different areas of expertise for nurses. People think of that for doctors, but it's really that same way for nurses, right? I mean, you can be a surgical nurse and really become a great surgical nurse, or you can become a great ICU nurse, or you can do all those things.
Yes.
But if you really want to focus on something or be at OB, which you guys have a great OB department here, if that's what you want your focus to be and you really love working with expected and new mothers and young babies, you can do that, right?
You can do that. We also have positions in our MDH physician clinic practices as well. And if you are in nursing and you can choose to specialize in a certain department, you can choose to go on and be a director or a clinical care coordinator. You can go back to school and become a nurse practitioner, become a certified registered nurse anesthetist. You can go many different directions and really as high as to whatever extent in your education you would like to pursue.
Well, Wanda, thanks for coming and talking to us. We greatly appreciate it. I know that there's probably specific places within MDH that they can reach out to, correct? Is there somewhere that they need to call if they're interested?
I would call
in
our human resource department and start there, and then they can help direct and guide you. They can tell you about openings that we currently have. All of our current positions are listed on our MDH website, www.mdh.org. But certainly any positions for high school students, if they would like to start somewhere within the organization or volunteer experience, reach out to Human Resources and they can help direct you.
Well, again, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
I chose MDH. We moved here and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans in, sweaters out, towels in, comforters out. You decide. Whirlpool.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan.
She's
no, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
It's the one with the horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you. We switched our broadband service provider. Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which
I thought it was Devin. Who's Devin? I got no service. Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it. And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan? Evan?
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, 28-12 here at the break in favor of West Prairie Southeastern. About 2 minutes or so on the clock, and probably get the extra 3, I'm assuming.
That's better.
That always works better when that knob's turned up.
I was trying to figure. I couldn't tell if you said 20-12 or 28-12.
28-12.
That's why I had to look. I'm like, well, if you said 20, it does look like 20 down there on the scoreboard. But and so I looked at ours. I was like, yeah, it's okay. I'm right. I thought it was 28.
I finally figured out this scoreboard thing. It only took me 9 weeks to figure it out.
Well, we have a couple more football games to do, so at least one.
Well, at least the last one, I shouldn't be doing all of this.
You might want to knock on that wood right there beside you.
Well, this might be more wood up here than the wall might be. Of course,
what we're referring to is we will be bringing the state championship game November 19th.
Yep, the Friday before Thanksgiving.
Friday before Thanksgiving, we'll be bringing the state title 8-man football game from Monmouth College. We did that last year as well. Really good time. And
Polo in Orangeville.
Yep, and I was actually looking because the really good running back from Orangeville last year actually
transferred to Lena
Winslow and is just having a phenomenal year as a senior.
Of course, one of our buddies that used to do the radio side, Kip Jones, a Lena Winslow grad. So, yeah, and speaking of 8-man and possible championship, you got nothing to do tomorrow. It might be worth a trip over to Biggsville tomorrow, as you're going to see undefeated West Central Heat and the Clippers of Amboy, who we saw
2 weeks ago.
And they are quite a talented squad, as there's two undefeated teams. That's Decatur Lutheran, which
we played
last year at Decatur, and West Central is your other undefeated team in 8-man. Amboy, another good team. Like I said, they're at 7-1, and if you look at the 8-man playoff outlook right now, you would see, as it stands going into the action, you got West Central, Biggsville West Central at number 2, Amboy number 4, and some interesting things can happen at the bottom. Right now, there's 4 teams at 3 and 5 that are looking for basically one playoff, well, possibly 2, with South Fork at 4 and 4, and 8-man.
And you know, let's give Coach McCormick some props for the season.
Right.
As last year, Bushnell and West Prairie both made their playoffs in the first year as a 15 and 16 seed. They're looking at now at maybe a possible 10 seed going in tomorrow.
And depends on what happens in some of them. They might move up to a 9.
So even just getting, they're no longer just squeaking into the playoffs.
Right.
They've made it. Now, as we've talked about with Bushnell this year, we're kind of in a transition period, new coaches, new, different from what these kids have.
Right.
It's different from what Bushnell's ran for every year but one the last 20 years.
Right. Well, and, BPC going to Milledgeville last year, which is, like I said in the pregame, possible landing spot for this Cyclones squad. Of course, they lost last year to the eventual state champion Polo Marcos.
So the one thing that I hate to say this, but you look at a 6-3 Milledgeville and you look at a 6-3 West Prairie, but then when you look at who the losses are to, and Milledgeville's losses are to some really big powerhouse schools, and Milledgeville, I know they lost here a few weeks ago to West Central.
Yes, and they were dealing with some injury. They had a couple of their players were involved in a car accident here a couple of weeks ago. So everybody keeping their prayers and thoughts going up that way. But, it's they play all those teams up north, and they get to see the Polo and Orangeville down this year. But
that's why this needs to go
and Ackwan's down this year. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. So, but still, they play up there in that northwest corner of the state where they have some fantastic 8 and 11-man teams.
We're back here at action here at West Prairie High School. Ball's teed up by Ardelia. He's going to kick it off. Nice deep kick by Ardelia. It's going to be fielded at about the 9-yard line.
Johnson.
Ardelia, one of the first ones down there, too. Johnson's going to take a hit, bounce off of another hit. Now he's down the far sideline. He's got Lane Huffman to beat. Lane's going to force him out of bounds, but not before he's into Spartan territory at about the 47-yard line. Looks like they're going to move the ball back to possibly the 48-yard line.
So about a 38-yard return for Johnson in the Cyclones. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the BPC 48.
About a 45-yard return.
Okay.
I-back formation here to start the second half for the Cyclones. Toss sweep to Jensen Laughlin on the far side. He's going to get it down close to the 40-yard line, maybe across the 40-yard line.
Wyatt Hodgkins on the stop after a gain of about 8.
Yeah.
Almost 9, yeah.
Let's
Inside
say,
the 40 at the 39.
Let's say a gain of 9. It's going to bring up a second and, yeah, that's a full 2 yards.
Just underway here in the second half, 11:15. Ran the clock. I thought he was out of bounds, but now the clock is still rolling. 11:10 to play here in the third.
I-back formation once again for the Cyclones. I don't think there's going to be any hurry right now. There's no need to be in a hurry. Handoff up the middle to Rigg. He's going to have enough for a Cyclone first down.
Chambers and Dalton Huffman.
A gain of 4, and it'll be enough for a Cyclone first down.
Halftime score from Carthage, Macomb on top 38-0 at halftime over the Chargers.
Wide receiver far side, I-back formation. Kind of a busted play. It's a pitch to Laughlin. He's going to get it back to the line of scrimmage, but that was almost a loss of
about 10.
He turned a loss of 10 into maybe a gain of 1.
Ball just short of the BPC 35. 10 minutes to play, third quarter, 28-12 lead for Westbury Southeastern.
Berkeley looks to pass here to the near sideline, has a receiver, still trying to fight forward, and finally gets drugged down to the ground.
Nice wrestling body slam there by Ben Powell's. Denver Mitchell on the catch, 11.
So gain of 5, bring up a 3rd and 4.
$9:15 to play, third quarter.
I-back formation for the Cyclones. He's looking over at Coach McCormick to get some last-minute signals. Handoff up the middle to the fullback. Ball on the ground, and it looks like it's recovered by the Spartans, so a turnover on a fumble.
Who came up with that for BPC?
I'm trying
Pierce,
to see.
44. Yeah, Ethan Pierce on the fumble recovery for BPC.
So Spartans force a turnover. They'll take over 1st and 10, ball on their own 35-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers in the formation. Handoff's going to go outside here to Huffman. He's going to cut it upfield. That was a nice
block.
That was a nice job there. It looked like a face mask, but Lane did a nice job there. Reddy's block and cut it back inside because I don't think he would have got anything trying to get it outside, and gets a nice gain of about 3, it looks like.
Nice block out there by 42 Tanner Pierce for BPC. Allowing Huffman to make something out of a play that didn't look like it had a whole lot to offer for the Spartans.
Counter to Huffman once again. He's going to have it across the 40.
Gain of about Hilton and Akers on the stop. Gain of 2. Maybe 3. Closer to 3, I'd say. It's a third and a long 3 for BPC. Clock under 8 to play. 7:55 to go here at third quarter.
So third down and 3 for the Spartans. I-back formation. Powell under center. Handoff to Huffman. He tries to get through, but too many black jerseys blowing up that play in the backfield, and Lane is going to lose maybe 2.
Number 3 on the stop, Cam Kramer.
So fourth and we're going to call it 4 now for the Spartans. And it looks like the offense has stayed on the field, so shotgun formation, Huffman in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. Gonna fake the handoff, a little quick pass outside to Link, and Link didn't have his back, or had his back turned to the ball. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Spartans.
Barkley on the coverage for West Prairie Southeastern. I think that's 5:59 on the clock.
So first and 10 here for the Cyclones. 2 wide receivers near side. Barkley in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to look to throw here to the near side. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and going to fall incomplete.
Jalen Conley on the
and you're bringing up names from like 25 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I think Conley got a hand on that for BPC. 5:55 now on the clock. Second down and 10.
Split backfield now, shotgun formation for the Cyclones. It's going to go a handoff up the middle to number 21, but he has nowhere to go.
Hilton on the carry.
So we'll bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Cyclones. They're going to come out with 2 wide receivers. Shotgun formation. I-back set deep in the backfield. Under pressure, going to roll right. Going to keep it, and he's going to get brought down by Conley.
Also by Willie. So 4th and about 10.
Barkley with no gain on the run. Possibly heard some fans yelling for a face mask. It's just a high tackle. Like we said, we've seen Conley tackle up around that high all season long. So here on 4th down, the offense stays on the field. 2 wide receivers near side. Barkley's going to drop back, look to pass. He's under pressure, rolls to the near side. Under pressure still, and he's going to get brought down now by a whole
host.
6 of the 8 Spartans in on the tackle.
See, Conley. Chambers got the initial hit and held on. Powell also in on the stop for BPC.
When I looked back, there was 2 white jerseys
on the far side
that were not on. Huffman was back deep. But he'll get a gain of about 3, but it'll still be a turnover on downs.
So BPC will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40. 5 1/4, 5:25 to play here in the third quarter. A 28-12 lead for West Prairie Southeastern.
3 wide receivers, shotgun formation for the Spartans. Bad snap, ball on the ground. I think Huffman fell on it, but
both of them there had a little trouble getting it picked up because they both went, instead of just falling on the ball, tried to pick it back up and tried to do something with it, and finally Huffman just fell on it.
Yeah, I think if we go back and watch that you'll see Ben's eyes come up.
Yep.
Just as the ball got there,
Yep.
He looked away at the last second. And So that is a loss of 3.
4:50 to play here in the third.
I-back formation now for the Spartans. Hand off to Huffman off the right side. He's going to just turn it outside and try to use some speed, and then he's going to get the original 3 yards back, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
25 acres, I believe, on the stop. 2 or 3 other black jerseys over there on the stop as well. Clock down to 4:05 to play.
I-back formation here on 3rd down for the Spartans. Powell's going to roll back. Under pressure immediately. Throws out to the flats. Had 2 receivers out there, Huffman and Link, but the ball was outside of both of their reach.
Rig on the pressure there for West Prairie Southeastern. We can tell you about Raritan State Bank. Bushnell branch located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. They offer full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank. Friendly service. Give them a call at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Powell back to punt. One back for West Prairie Southeastern.
Good snap. Good pump by Powell. High end-over-end kick. It's going to take a bounce, make a right-hand turn, and go out of bounds about the 35, 34-yard line.
A right-hand turn towards Scioto.
Yep. Made a right at the 35-yard line, so the Cyclones will take over 1st and 10. Ball on their own 35. 28-12 the score here from West Prairie High School. 3:42 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Brought to you by King Family Chiropractic with locations in Bushnell, Macomb. They support BPC Athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To send an appointment, call 309-837-6932. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals for just $85.
Shotgun formation. Motion now by Laughlin to the near side. It's going to be a keeper by Barkley here. Barkley's going to have a gain of about 2.
Dalton Huffman and Ethan Pierce on the stop for BPC. Oh, that was Tanner Pierce, sorry, not Ethan. 42.
Wide receiver far side. I-back formation here for the Cyclones. 2nd, and we're going to call it 7. Going to fake the handoff to the fullback, go to the tailback coming in 2nd, and he's going to get wrapped up after a very short gain of maybe about 1.
A lot one. Yep, Kramer and Willie on the stop. Also Dalton Huffman, 22 on the tackle.
I-back formation once again here for the Cyclones on 3rd and about 6. Toss sweep near side to Laughlin. He's going to cut it outside, but he's going to be forced out of bounds by Willie.
Short of the 1st down, gain of a couple on the play.
We'll give Laughlin a gain of 3.
Make it
give
4th
give him a gain of 2. Bring up a 4th and 6 or 4th and 4.
2:05 to play here in the 3rd. Looks like they're going to at least line up for the punt. Laughlin going to go back at about his own 28.
Spartan defense has to pay attention as he ran one for a 1st down earlier on a fake punt. This one he actually just crushes.
It's going to go into the end zone. Yep, all the way through the back of the end zone on the bounce.
So a pretty nice kick there by Laughlin. Completely changes the field position. Spartans will take over 1st and 10, ball on their own 20.
Minute 37 to play here in the 3rd. Brought to you by here on TSS Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Barkley Bills Company, a hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection of or consider a custom to build your business at barkleybillsco.com. Use code TSSR through Friday for 15% off. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. I think my wife would argue with that. barkleybillsco.com. Wishing good luck to all athletes this season.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
You can never have too many hats.
Some of my hats have been moved into the closet now.
Oh, well, several of mine are, and some of them went to a hat heaven in the sky.
Spartans come out 1st and 10, ball on their own 20. Shotgun formation, be a handoff to Huffman. He's going to take it right up the middle. Lane's going to have a nice gain of about 4, it looks like.
Akers on the stop for the Cyclones. We're also brought to you by the Watering Hole in downtown Augusta. They're open Saturday. Says good luck area teams this season. Stop in for a cold drink Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. with happy hour 4 to 6, and Saturday 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Watering Hole says good luck area teams.
2nd and 6 now for the Spartans. Handoff once again to Huffman, straight up the middle. This time he's going to get a gain of maybe 1.
I thought he lost his footing a little bit there on that cut.
Tell you what, Lane has been fighting for the yards tonight. He has 2 pretty big runs, but other than that, he's been a grinder tonight. That's his 14th carry for 95 yards unofficially.
Clayton Hunt, 42 on the stop as we're down under a minute to play here in the third quarter.
Spartans taking some time here. I don't know if they're, as I say, they have to run another play. They're going to be getting close here to the back judge, not counting yet, but shotgun formation for Powell, and looks like he's going to do a little read option and throw it over the middle. Just led Dalton Huffman too much.
Stop the clock at 9.8 seconds to play.
A little RPO right there, a little run. Actually, it was just a PO, a pass option there as he read the end coming in and pulled the ball from Lane and then threw it to Dalton, but just led him a little too much.
Pouting back to punt again. Laughlin back at about his, right at the 50-yard line.
Fake punt. He's going to throw one down the near sideline and just overthrows Lane Huffman. I think he was just throwing to a spot instead of a receiver is what it looked like. And Lane, I think Lane got caught up in some jerseys and wasn't able to get out there to the spot. So the fake punt is no good. It'll turn over the ball. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
MMP Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. So everything you need to furnish your home, stop and see the fine folks at MMP Furniture at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web, www.mnbfurniturinc.com. You can give them a call at 309-772-2111.
Shotgun formation for the Cyclones. 2 wide receivers near side. Barkley's going to drop back. He's under pressure. Going to roll out. Going to throw it over the middle. Wide open Laughlin, and just right through his hands.
That's going to end the third quarter of play as we head to the fourth. Still the same score that we saw at halftime, 28-12 in favor of the Cyclones. We'll be back in just a moment.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
back here for fourth quarter action at Bauman Field.
Shotgun formation for the Cyclones. 2 wide receivers far side. Going to be a handoff up the middle. He's going to cut it back here to the near sideline.
Rig.
And that's going to be a face mask penalty, I assume.
Willie on the stop.
Conley, I think, also, but Conley had the face mask.
Okay, I was going to say, I was watching Willie on the play, and he got up shoulder pads and arm area.
The only thing I'd say is, like, maybe he had his hand inside, because I didn't see a head turn, but
right.
I saw there was hands up top. Maybe one of them got inside the shoulder pads, but they're discussing it here to see if it's a penalty or what they're doing with it.
We're brought to you by Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Ranch at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. Is that offensive?
Personal foul face mask against the offense.
Well, it had to have been Rig on the carry because that's where the flag came in.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess he must have been trying to
stiff arm.
And you can stiff arm a face mask, but once you grab it and move ahead, that's a 15-yarder. So that moves the ball all the way back to the 36-yard line.
2nd and 20, 25. It's like the first down marker is at about the 14.
Yeah, it looks like they got to get to about La Harpe for the first down. Barkley drops back, looking to throw, now tries to bring it down, escapes the first tackler.
Still,
I guess escaped the second tackler. Looked like he was down.
That was Kramer on the second hit.
Finally going to get wrapped up and brought down. He's going to get a gain of 2 after almost having an 8-yard loss.
I like that. Again, folks having some issues at times with our Wi-Fi signal and some buffering. New number in on the carry, number 40, Brigham Gray. Stopped by Kramer. .5:45 to play, 37-12 lead for the Cyclones.
I-back formation once again, Barkley under center. Going to be a toss sweep to the outside. That's Hilton on the carry. He's going to be tripped up just short of the first down, it looks like.
Dalton Huffman, 22 on the stop for BPC.
I-back formation. Looks like the handoff right up the middle to the fullback. He'll have enough for a first down.
Couldn't tell if that was 44 or 40. 40, Brigham Gray on the carry. Clock at 4:30 to play.
I-back formation once again for the Cyclones. Handoff straight up the middle, no signal.
Gray on the carry again.
Maybe got a half a yard. Now it's going to be 2nd and a half yard.
3:45 now to play.
And this time it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he will be in for the touchdown. Make the score 43-12.
Tom Conklin, State Farm touchdown for the Cyclones. 43-12.
Someone's going to need to adjust some valves after that rev up. The kick for the extra point is good. So it'll be 44-12. West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones on top of the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
Back here at Bauman Field, 3:27 to play. 44-12 advantage for West Prairie Southeastern.
Laughlin's going to tee the ball up on the 40-yard line. Hopefully the kick returner learned his lesson from last time and is back a little bit deeper. And it's going to be a nice, deep, high kick. Going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line.
Still on his feet.
Brought that to the 25-yard line. A little better starting field position this time for the Spartans. Shotgun formation for the Spartans. Bobbled snap. Ben's just going to pull it down and keep it himself. Try to run to the near sideline.
Get out to about the 31-32. Looks like Guppy in the backfield.
They're going to keep the clock running.
3 minutes to play.
So a loss of 2 on the play, be 2nd and 12.
Willie in at receiver on the far side. It looks like number 2.
Tried to hand off the ball to Guppy that time, but I think Guppy was just too quick. He wasn't able to get him the ball.
44 on the stop. Carter hits. Down to 2:25 to play.
Powell's going to get a short gain of maybe 1. Get back half the distance there to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd, and we'll call it 11 now for the Spartans. Powell going to drop back, look to pass, throw far sideline, has a receiver. That is Willie on the far sideline. Just over his
5.
Oh, that is Beekman. Just over his outstretched hands. Beekman, we know, can come down with some pretty good balls, but that one was just a little too tall for him.
Fourth quarter score, Macomb 46, Illini West 0. We're down under 2 to play here, a minute 55 to play.
Two wide receiver, empty backfield. Powell's going to roll out to the far side, look to throw the ball, going to gun it downfield, but no receivers, nobody in the vicinity of the ball.
Overshot Beekman by about 6 or 7 yards on the throw.
At least, yeah.
Minute 46 to play.
So the Cyclones come out here with about a minute 46 left in the contest.
Cam Kramer, number 3 at quarterback. Hand off to Gray.
Going to be a loss of maybe 1 on the play.
Minute 35 to play. Second and 11 for West Prairie Southeastern. It's going to take a knee, it looks like.
Yep. Looks like the official is counting it down. And they will just take a knee.
50 seconds to play.
If they take their time spotting the ball, then that can be the last play of the game. And that will be a final here from West Prairie High School. The senior night victors, the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones, 44, and the visiting Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans, 12.
Let me tell you about Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday is an option. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year, $38 per year. If you're 65 or older, single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Final 44-12. We'll get some commercials in and then come back with the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan.
She's
No,
on
my
the-
daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
The one with
they
the
have
horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you. We switched our broadband service provider. Like Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which
I thought it was Devin. Who's Devin? I got no service. Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it. And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 3.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I told about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Oh, there it is. We had it.
Well, we had it. I'm adjusting the camera and having some issues getting our feed to work.
Well, you had it and you clicked something there. Final score here from West Prairie High School, 44-12. West Prairie over the visiting Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans. Have some technical difficulties right now.
Camera feed.
We moved the camera so that way we could do the coaches' interviews, and somehow we have lost the picture. So worst case scenario, it'll just be an audio interview with them, but
well, I think we're just going to have audio with our coaches here this evening. Just having some issues with the camera right now. Why don't we do this? We'll step aside for a commercial and see if we'll be back here in just a moment.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Still trying to get our camera issues figured out. Oh, there we go. I think we got her back. 44-12, the final score. And we're going to hand it over here to the coaches. Get the BPC coaches in here.
I'll stand in here. This might be pretty close. We're kind of kind of confined here. Tough finish to a tough season. You come over here, and I know you guys were your players were ready. They were kind of amped up when I talked to them earlier today. And for about 2.5 quarters, it was a good game. It was a good contest. It just seemed like once again that we just had that snowball effect there towards the end where we just kind of lost it.
Yeah, and you said, the snowball effect, it's kind of been the story of this season. It seems like, if we don't execute one play, you notice there, we kept getting backed up and backed up and backed up. And, we're shooting ourselves in the foot right off the bat. And that, especially on offense, when you do that and you're going backwards, it's kind of hard to dig yourself out of the hole when that happens. So, definitely tough for sure.
Well, you guys took over the second-year program, 8-man football, both being, new coaches. What are you going to take from this season now? And I know that if Coach Mack standing over there, he used to tell me, and Coach Rodis would also tell me, I'm going to take a week off, and then the season starts in another week. We're going to start preparing. So what are you guys going to do to start preparing? When do you start getting involved, and then when do the kids start getting involved?
So me personally, I'm going to evaluate everything kind of this season. I'll probably starting next week, probably watch film and all our stuff, which we've watched film. And we've kind of broken down things. I'm like, well, this doesn't work, and this does work, and how can we make sure that this is more efficient? So basically just kind of going through everything and seeing, what can we do as coaches to make sure these guys are successful on the field. I don't know if you want to,
and just some big pieces we're going to be missing next year as seniors. So, we're going to have to find guys to fill those holes and to be able to play those spots because we're losing Wyatt, we're losing Ben, we're losing Sean Link, so those are some big names that we're gonna have to find guys that will fill those shoes.
Well, guys, I'm not going to keep you long tonight. Let you guys get out of here, and we'll look forward to the 2023 season.
Sounds good.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Absolutely.
And next year we'll make sure we keep doing the coaches interviews. I know we kind of fell off there towards the end of the year, but we'll make sure we keep getting those done. And can't wait to call the games next year.
Sounds good. Appreciate everything
Thanks, guys.
you guys do. Thank you.
We're gonna step away just real quick, and a real quick commercial, and we'll get Coach McCormick on with us. And I aren't small individuals. Hey, man, I guess just brought us back early. Coach, it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
We've done games with you. I've been doing games for you since 2007 when I started. And I just said it before we came back on. It's weird because you're the opposing coach for the team that I usually call the games for. So this is new territory. Other than the 1 year, I think you went to that one place, but we don't talk about that. Yeah. So congratulations on the year. Just as I said to those guys, second year 8-man program. Chris and I talked about how last year you and Bushnell both made the playoffs. 15-16 seed. Now you're looking at maybe a 10, even depending on how things work out tonight, even maybe a higher seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that was, we had a goal a long time ago to try to win our last 5 games, and we did that, which is, that's a feather in these guys' cap for how hard they've worked, the coaches, and, and we knew this game, like we say, rivalry games are good. We realize, BPC has played the second toughest schedule in 8-man football. I think Flanagan's might be – theirs was tougher, but, and we knew, they're not a bad football team. Our guys know a lot of their guys. I know a lot of their guys. A couple of years ago we were coaching those guys, right. So it's kind of a strange deal. It's good to see all those guys, and some of them finished their career tonight, and kind of neat for me to be able to see that, I guess. And but we knew coming in that they were going to be tough, and how rivalries are. And Dwayne and I have talked about this a little bit. You just never know. It doesn't matter what the records are. If you're a rivalry, anything can happen. And, I don't think our rivalry's a bitter one. It's kind of a weird one. One of the officials asked me how this was going to go. I said, well, I think, these guys were teammates 2 years ago. I think it's probably going to be okay. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of people here, enjoyed the crowd. We got a lot of kids from Southeastern came up. And so it was a nice atmosphere for our guys and a great senior night for our seniors.
With tomorrow being the selection, are you guys doing anything for a selection show? I know back in the day you guys would have a thing and get the players together. Is that something you guys are doing tomorrow?
I think we're just going to kind of, I'll send a link or something to these guys, and And if they want to watch it, they can. But I think, just kind of get away, kind of enjoy. I think I'm going to go to Western's homecoming football game and take a day and just kind of, wait until the evening, see who we got. But just kind of take a day away, and I think we all deserve that. And sometimes I think they get sick and tired of seeing me. So I think they'll enjoy, some time with their family, friends, whatever, and enjoying the victory. And then, Sunday we'll kind of start talking a little bit. Monday we'll go to work and figure out who we're playing. So.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you joining us up here.
Thanks.
And as it's brought up here, I mean, you did say rivalry game, so there you go. The second meeting for the Iron Spike, and you get to bring it home this year. So
yeah, we talked and said let's get some West Prairie Southeastern dust on this for a while and get the Bushnell dust off. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And hopefully this continues. Hopefully we don't lose this, and we're going to be moving schools here, so I'll make sure I got this somewhere so we don't lose it in the move.
And well, don't forget it in your trophy room at home next year. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you joining us up here. It's good seeing you again.
Thank you guys for all you do.
Good luck next week in the playoffs.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks. So good to talk to both sets of coaches here on the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show. I need to get that in one time here at least. Offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events Live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell. Cheer the Spartans on to victory. Well,
we're just gonna close it out. Close it out
yeah,
on the season.
Season's done.
The Bushnell season's done. We've still got one more game to do. Miles didn't realize this, but he's contracted in for one more game. He made the mistake of saying, when the football season's done, I'm done. So that's not what he said. So
we'll see him up at Monmouth
we'll
College.
See him at Monmouth. We got to have our
and I think there's some possibilities. Maybe some of the semifinal games Dwayne's talking about. I don't know, but at least we'll be there. We'll have at least one more broadcast for football at Monmouth College again this year. But not the way BPC wanted to end the year, but